Good morning, T-Wolves! Mr. Quentin here with what we did for Tuesday, May 4th, 2021. That's right, folks, Star Wars Day. Students, I am your teacher. All right, enough of the nerd-tastic stuff. Let's see here. We have got some work to finish up from yesterday talking about economic growth because that's what we're doing. And we have a project that you also should be doing. So let's get into it. We are, of course, pretending we're first period. You are going to go to your particular period and then head on into quarter 4, where you will then jump into week of May 3rd and back into the Monday and Tuesday folder. So this video by then will, of course, be there, and it'll be the video explanation of work for Tuesday instead of Monday. And we're just literally finishing up our assignment. Now, yesterday when we left off, you should have gotten at least through here. Okay, you should have at least gotten through here. If not here, then you definitely needed to get through what is economic growth. Okay, today the plan is to continue. Remember, if you are a fan of reading, then this is going to be a lot of fun and interesting for you. If you are not a fan of reading, then you are going to break it down into chunks. Look for that period and just stop there. That's a chunk. Look for the period and just stop there. From here to here is a chunk, okay? Either way, make sure you're reading your question first so that you're thinking about how to answer it as you read. You're looking for the answer as you go. That's going to be the key. When you are done, you again, just like I spoke about in class yesterday, you're going to practice being a thing. You get to choose any invention that you like as long as it's a real invention. And you are going to then use the prompt to write at least 5 complete and complex sentences about the effect of it on economic growth. How did you lead to economic growth? Why are you the best invention? How did you change over time? Folks, this little I am the blank is not one of those sentences, okay? So my example from yesterday was I am the telephone. And let me show you what that looks like. So I'll come over here. We're going to jump down. Oh, and make sure that you can see this as well, because I want to make sure you can see a good answer for how do you measure economic growth, right? Remember, should have left off here. If you didn't, you absolutely needed to leave off by here. Okay, I want to make sure that y'all have time to pause it so you can look carefully. And then here you go. I am the telephone, right? I am the best because I caused the world to shrink considerably just by virtue of my creation, right? No longer do people need to wait to hear news because the telephone allowed people to speak instantly. Advent of my creation led to people being able to connect through wires, then wirelessly, eventually with the power of the internet, another creation caused by me. So you can see by this example what we're looking for, at least 5 complete and complex sentences. This is what you're doing. So again, you're going to want to Google to find that invention. My pre-AP and GT classes, you get to do an extension. This is your extension. You're going to research at least 2 ways that economic growth fails and then describe them in at least 5 complete and complex sentences, not including the sentence stem provided. Folks, your sentence stem is this very first sentence. There are several ways that economic growth can fail. You'll also notice, I'm going to switch gears again here. You'll also notice that the sentence stem also says they include. You can use the they include sentence as one of your 5 sentences, okay? You get that knocked out and you are good to go. Okay, let me get this back in present so that you can see that I included falling gross domestic product and I chose also wage reduction. Okay, so you'll see here that it can create a cycle, actually, which is a devastating thing to an economy. Because if GDP falls, which is something that you should have learned right here, gross domestic product, that's the total amount of goods and services produced by a country in a year. So if the GDP falls, then a lot of times businesses have to fire people. They have to lay people off. They have to put them on furlough. They hire people for shorter amounts of hours or for less pay. Sometimes they will even reduce the pay of existing employees. That's a very rare circumstance, but it has happened in the past. But if you don't have the money that you used to have, you don't spend as much, and then companies don't make as much, and then they have to do the same thing, and then people don't have money and they don't buy, and then the companies get smaller. Creates a very vicious cycle, and then your GDP continues to go down. So this is one way that you can do it as well. All right. So again, do not copy me, but you can definitely use me as a jumping off point. If you have any questions, please let me know. You're just going to be submitting this by tonight because it is due by tonight. It is for points. So please make sure you get it in. If you get finished, if this only takes you, 10 or 15 minutes and you're like, oh, this was easy, Mr. Quinton, then I suppose you need to jump into the project. Make sure you've watched the project video. Make sure that you are in the process of finalizing your group if you have not chosen your group already, so that you can get to work immediately on your project and do the research for whatever product or service you want to come up with. All right. So again, if you need me, some of that note in Schoology, some of that email. Other than that, I hope you have an absolutely amazing day. And may the 4th be with you.